Hey professor, how are you? My name is Juan Diego Celis, and today I'm gonna be talking about Adidas, some history, some interesting facts. So let's begin. Well, Adidas is obviously one of the most important sportswear brands in the world. It origins is directly related to the Puma brand as well. That was given to the brothers Adolf and Rudolf Dassler, who since childhood had a great passion for the sport, but a rivalry would separate them from Adidas. Adolf was known like Adi, that was his like nickname, and he took a hobby of shoemaking, and he made a step further in 1920 to making his own company called Geta. But at that time was only making shoes without that big future about Adidas. So to get in context, Adidas was born in Germany in a hometown called Herzogenaurach with Adolf and Rudolf. And that time there was the First World War, I think. So how I made my research, Adolf was the one that liked Adidas, but his brother Rudolf went to the First World War. But when he returned, there were like some complaints about them, and they separate them. So Adidas was his owner was Adolf, but Rudolf was so pissed off, so he created Puma brand. Well, we are not talking about Puma, but Puma had some like context here in Adidas history. So how Adidas got recognized, how Adidas went to the famous events or like big pictures. So for getting started, Adidas names is the diminutive of Adolf, who was Adi from the beginning, and that's about the surname Dassler. So they connect that. It was Adidas. The brand started to sponsoring the German athletics team because at that time was the Berlin Olympic Games in 1936. So Adidas designed its first shoes exclusively for athletes. So what Adi makes was he went to the athletic village, Olympic village at that time, when there was the young star Jesse Owens, the American runner, sprinter. So Adi was so smart, and Adi proposed him a deal about the brand Adidas, like the whole idea. But one condition was to Jesse Owens had those shoes in the races. So he did, and he won 4 gold medals. Was stunning events, and people started to know Adidas. Like Jesse Owens won those medals, those racers, but what type of shoes he was wearing? Next is talk about how Adidas started his logo. In 1949, Adolf Dassler made the 3 lines, the 3 stripes, and after creating and registering the brand as well, include the 3 stripes, that will become part of an unmistakable trademark of the brand. Before going to Adidas next step in Adidas soccer, in that world, I'm going to make an emphasis on is how Adidas is so important in this industry of sports, of brands in general. It's not necessary to be from sports. because when Adi got that idea of making shoes, making a universal brand that was the design, the passion, of effort of big athletes in that moment, was to keep the intention and the attention of the audience and of course from the customers, right? So in 1954, during the World Cup of Switzerland, the light boots with Adidas stole helped write a history in favor to the German team. To get in context on that time where Germany was playing the final of the World Cup against Hungary. So the game was 2-2 in scores, and then finally there was a man who scored the third goal. Was a victory for Germany. So on that times, those shoes, like, they made history. From that moment on, the brand will start to become widely known in the courts, to starting a relationship that will last for years. Achievement and prominent position in the sport up to the present day. So when Germany won that World Cup in 1954, everyone was asking, like, the shoe don't make the athlete, right? But they were wondering who was the guy or who was the brand that was making those incredible shoes, because Adi was like a special. When he made those shoes, he wanted to be on top of the competence, have, like, try to keep confident of athlete that they were using a good quality, good design. So yeah. Adidas diversifies. So Adi wasn't enough with going to the soccer. He wanted to design balls from soccer matches. So in 1967, Adidas was already known, recognized in the market. They were selling crazy amounts of orders around the world, basically Europe. So the brand decided to diversify by launching his first Swiss shirt on the market. Later in 1970, in the run-up to the World Cup in Mexico, the company created the first of the many official balls that FIFA will use during the World Cups from then on. Its design was intended to make it more visible on black and white televisions, enable us Telstar. So, Adidas is so amazing. They start to make the German shirts sponsored by Adidas. So it's not just the shoe business, it's just going to the t-shirt, sport, uniforms, So it's crazy. They wanted to expand their business. That's why Adidas is so big. So they made this ball that was called Telstar. That was the model, the black and white, so it was visible on television, right? And Adidas is actually the official partner and sponsor of FIFA. FIFA is the maximum authority of soccer. Next is the Clover, another Adidas icon. In the framework of the Munich Olympic Games in 1972, Adidas will present the famous Clover as a new logo that, like the stripes, will remain forced despite the years. Within Adidas, in addition to being presented in the most important sporting events in the world, will continue to expand into other disciplines such as tennis and even mountaineering. So there was like a big stage, so Adi will present a new model, a new design, a new phase of the brand, right? In all of my research, I understand that the success, not of the brand but from Adi, was like he wanted to hear the needs of the